Role Players Podcast. I am your guy, Byron, as always, the host, and my co-host, my brethren, my folk, my fam, Mr. Know-It-All, philosophical one, Jay. I am glad to have you here this week with me, brother. And I mean, you're here every week, really. But man, let the people hear from you. How are you? Tell them about yourself, man.
Well, I'm feeling great today, man. I had a rough week this week, man. I'm kind of TGIF over here. Thank God it's Friday, but thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. The football gods, the football lords have blessed me again. And I am aware that it's fourth down.
Fourth down. How many yards? How many yards is it?
It's 4th and 5 yards.
Oh, what? That's manageable. That's manageable. Well,
check down, Charlie.
Hey, nothing's wrong with being checked down, Charlie. If you're listening to this podcast, you might want to check down and double down to make sure that you know to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at @TheRole_Players. And then you can find us on Facebook as well. And once you mosey on over there, make sure that you're listening to us and sharing us with your people on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and Jay, I have a new one. That we're on. Can you guess?
I don't know, man. Tell me.
We're on Amazon, baby. It's prime time.
Amazon Prime.
So you have no excuse to not share us now. So make sure you share us, tell a friend to tell a friend about where it began and ends in the sports world. And it always begins and ends with us. But we may not be the only ending this week. You may actually be getting ready to celebrate a championship in sports. If you're listening to us and if things have gone the way that I'm thinking they could go, then you are probably celebrating or congratulating Laker fans, and you're saying, hey, you guys made it out of the bubble. You burst the bubble. You're coming home. Bron can finally give Bronny that whooping or that lashing or that talking that he's been waiting for. So you're probably saying the Lakers have won this thing, man. You're probably saying it. But can you really respect it? That's my whole thing. Can you respect what the Lakers have done? Can you respect what the Lightning have done in the NHL? Can you respect what every MLB team is going to come out on top and winning the World Series? Because, you see, this year, sports took a break. It took a big break, a hiatus. When it took a break, things changed. The NBA came back to a bubble. A lot of leagues came back to no fans, cardboard cutouts. They don't have the element of home field, home court, home ice advantage. So one has to ask, man, does this go down in the record books as, hey, the Lightning won the NHL Stanley Cup and they were legit? Does this go down in the books as saying, LeBron got his fourth ring?
Fourth ring, yes.
He got his fourth ring.
If things continue tonight.
Yeah, if things continue to go his way and they win in the Mamba jerseys, kudos. Man, before I go further, kudos to the Lakers and LeBron and everyone in that organization for throwing on the Mamba jerseys. If you're going to win the thing, you got to win it in the Mamba jerseys. But can you respect it? I want to hear from Mr. Know-It-All, the philosophical one, the great one. Jay, can you really respect these titles this year, man?
Well, before I go into my little soliloquy about the respect button, I have a confession to make. I would be a cardboard cutout in Levi Stadium this weekend.
Oh my God.
Dun, 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 dun.
What have you done?
What have I done? I got to be there in the flesh. I got to be there in the physical. My picture has to be seen. I've got to be there to root my guys on, man. That's just how I feel about this. Shame on me.
Shame on you twice.
Yeah, I might be in two locations next weekend doing football.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
So as I go further, as I digress, man, let me tell you something. Asterisk, I can't stand the Lakers, man. I hope whatever Jimmy Butler had in him when he took on the other Minnesota Timberwolves. You remember that infamous practice.
oh yeah. He beat the starters with the reserves, man.
I hope he finds that. I hope he finds that deep heart in his soul for the next 3 games. Give me something, Jimmy Butler. Give me something. I'm hoping the basketball gods rain down. But to me, I know the the NBA is a little. They got me choked up. I guess
Oh,
that's the
oh,
basketball gods. I guess Mamba say not so fast, brother.
he said, watch your tongue, you slithery snake.
So, like I said, I think I do believe it's two things in me. I think the NBA and somewhat for the NHL, I don't think they really. It's been kind of stressful for these guys because they haven't been around family and they've been in this bubble. Let's say what 2-3 months. So I got to give them something. I'm a fellow athlete. I played and I also have never won a championship. I'm talking about I'm going all the way back to the youth sport days. I've never been a champion. I don't know what it feels like to win a championship, be a champion, own a team. So that's something that I have in common with Charles Barkley. I've never been the coronation, part of the coronation. Yes, my teams have won, but I haven't. So I don't know what it takes to stand alone. But I know about losing. So I think they have been dealing with certain circumstances. I think the NBA and the NHL was a little watered down. I do think with all the COVID testing that's going on in the NFL right now, I believe if you win a Super Bowl this season, oh my man, this has got to be the biggest adversity that any NFL coach has ever faced dealing with the COVID because you don't know from today, tomorrow, who's going to pop up on the COVID list, and it may derail your whole week, your whole plans, your whole game plan. So you got to roll with the punches. I do think that NHL and NBA is going to have an asterisk. I do think the baseball and NFL seasons, well, you got to give baseball an asterisk on 60 games, right? It's not 162. You're not going through 180 something games if you make it out of the 162. The playoffs was a little watered down in the baseball because it has come full circle that I have now realized why there's not no more than 4 to 5 teams who makes the playoffs because when you got to the eight teams per league, man, we had some guys getting swept out there, didn't we, brother? I mean, like, why? I mean, and that was tough. Could be home field advantage part of it as well. But I got to think the NFL will be the toughest Super Bowl played this season. Everyone else is going to be with an asterisk because it's just not home. It's home field advantages. It isn't working out for baseball. I mean, they're playing the playoffs in the bubble. The NBA is definitely watered down. See, the NFL and college football is win or go home. So these guys in these other sports are winning. They're winning again. And after about the second game of the series, it kind of get watered down, and you kind of say, well, it's not much that can change except an injury that can derail a team. So yes, I'm gonna say this is definitely an asterisk sports season. You don't have to count the NFL because their championship will be played in February, but they have went through a grueling season, especially with no off season. You're seeing a ton of injuries. So this is definitely an asterisk. It's going to be an asterisk in the NFL for a good reason. But everything else, I do believe it's going to be an asterisk. It's not your prototypical grind season that most of these athletes has gone through.
Well, Jay, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And I want to just start off by saying, I'm going to do a roll call. And if you're the NHL, if you're MLB, if you're NBA, if you're NFL, and hell, I'll even go NCAA football. If I named you, please stand up and gladly come and collect your trophy and your asterisk. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I can't go through sports as a fan, me being the way that I am. I'm never gonna forget this. Okay? I'm never gonna forget this. I'm not gonna forget the year that the Lightning won. Now I do understand the Blues won the year before, and the odds were stacked completely against them. They had the lowest odds to win the Stanley Cup going into the season. I understand that. I'm going to put an asterisk beside whoever wins in the MLB. I'm even going to do it to my beloved NFL because there's no home court advantage, no home field advantage. I'm sorry. There's none of that this year for MLB, NBA, NHL, any of them. There's none of that this year. These guys, I think Bill Belichick said it the best. Someone was asking him, well, what is it like, you know, playing these games nowadays during the new normal, quote unquote, new normal. And he said it's like practice. That's like practice. That's what he said. This is no more than a pickup game. This is no more than, hey, you get your 11 guys, I'm going to get my 11 guys, I'm going to get my 9 guys, you get your 9 guys, 5-on-5, whatever it is, whatever it is. This is no more than that, man. You don't have the element of fans roaring. Some guys fold under pressure. We saw it last year. Well, no, the last year in Cleveland? When J.R. Smith, he just didn't know what to do. And LeBron looked at him like, bruh. You have the element of fans. You have the element of arenas, stadiums. Guys have to show up and get ready to play. Guys had off seasons. There were no off seasons. There were sports, a break, and then sports. Or in the NFL case, there were, and we all watched Hard Knocks. These guys were out there running around, man. No contact, no preseason. So you have a lot of teams that's just right out the gates. They're going crazy. You think this is really a challenge for Pat Mahomes? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like a challenge for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, one of the hot hands right now in the NFL is a rookie in Justin Herbert. This guy doesn't have to feel the pressure of a crowd at his back. Booing fans, rowdiness, communication issues. And before I continue, if I see one more big belly guy, and I have a big belly too, if I see one more of these big belly linemen jump off sides, for what? What are you doing? There's no crowd noise. There's no communication issues. What are you guys doing, man? Come on, give me a break. If you're playing professional sports, kudos to you. I'm not taking anything away from you. Will I acknowledge that LeBron won a title? Yeah, sure. He won it in LA as a Laker during the COVID. That's what I'm going to say. Because, hey, I did it to San Antonio and I still do it to San Antonio. For a while, I say, well, hey, yeah, San Antonio won that first title during that lockout year, man. And some of you youngins, you ask me, you say, the lockout year. Yeah, it was a lockout year. It was a lockout year. They played maybe like 50 game season or so. But if I do it to the big fundamental, well, then I have to do it to Bron. I have to do it to Pat Mahomes, boy. I got to do it to whoever wins in the MLB. If it's Tatis, then I have to say, wow, he had a phenomenal rookie MLB hot streak debut when there was really nothing, no fans, no issues. Same go for NHL, and that's no disrespect, man. I know these guys go out, they work hard, they train hard, they basically play year round. I know these guys in the front office, they have a big challenge ahead of them. But hey, man, I I'm going to have to put a big old role player, no buddy, beside those championships, and that's no disrespect. I'll acknowledge that you won them, but it's not going to go without question. So, if you're listening to this and you're a professional athlete and you don't like what I said, please come convince me. Please, please come convince Jay. It's not saying we're not taking away that asterisk though. But, hey, game recognizes game. We're in the entertainment aspect of it, and we're doing a show. These guys are going out there sweating hard, man.
So quick question. You don't think that the NFL and those coaches aren't having a hard time with trying to prepare for these games during the COVID? I mean, we got guys. I mean, just think about Belichick. Belichick and the New England Patriots. They've done everything completely right. They got a raw deal. Tennessee is getting the opportunity to rest, and they're resting again for another week. I'm expecting them to go out against the Buffalo Bills and knock their socks off if they are able to play Tuesday. It's going to be absurd. These guys has had 2 bye weeks. They've have had 2 bye weeks, brother. So New England caught a raw deal. They not only had to play the game on a Monday, but they had to travel to Kansas City on Monday, play that game without Cam Newton. They played that game. They had to fly their cornerback on a separate flight. So he got there later. These guys played. The corner came down and tested positive for COVID. I mean, what are they to do? So they get the raw deal. And I mean, let me just put it out here, man. I really could care 2 cents about New England getting a raw deal. I'm just speaking from the competitive advantage because New England have in their time, they definitely did some tinkering and, and breaking some rules themselves. But I'm just saying, these guys had to play a game on short notice, and they had to come up with a win with a backup quarterback because their quarterback tested positive. You don't see that as a competitive disadvantage?
Okay. Now, you asked a great question, and I'll go ahead and give you feedback. Do I think the NFL, the coaches, the players, are they being challenged? Yes, they are. They're being challenged in ways from the standpoint of, okay, you don't have crowd noise, so you can clearly hear across the other sideline, or you can clearly hear across the line of scrimmage. You can hear these guys. So the hard count will not work. The audibles may not work. You have to be a little bit sharper. So I understand that all of that is happening, but at the same time, you still don't have fans. You don't have a lot of that home field advantage. Now, I understand it's a trade-off, and like I said, I'm not taking anything away from whoever wins this year's Super Bowl. But it will have an asterisk. It will not go unknown. Not here in the role player layer. It will not go unnoticed. And that even goes for Pat Mahomes, because we saw your boy do work last year. We saw it. Well, we could say this year because he won it in 2020, but we saw him do work, man. We saw it. We don't have to be convinced, but it's not going to go unnoticed that this year did not happen. I mean, it's an asterisk for everyone in 2020. Come on, man. I'm sorry. If you want me to go and say, oh, yeah, the Lakers, LeBron finally brought greatness back to LA during the COVID year. Yeah. I'm going to say it. I'm going to sing it high and loud. So, I mean, hey, if you don't like it, tweet us, inbox us, put us on blast. We'll have a blast back at you. Like, we have fun, man. But hey, like I say, and I'm watching all of them. All right, well, I've watched the NBA too. The finals is kind of weak because this is just really unfair. But I've watched, man, and I'm rooting for the Heat. That would be an excellent story. Jimmy Butler, the underdog, the man that's the team cancer. He goes to a good, wholesome NBA organization, and he plays the role of just a guy. And he beats the king and the future. That would be a story for all ages. And you know what I'll end that story with? They won during the COVID year.
Man, get out of here.
Hey, I'm just keeping it real, man.
I'm gonna put a black
hey.
mamba in your car waiting on you when you get in.
Then the mamba and I will merge. We will become one. We will be mamba strong. R.I.P. Kobe, man. It still hurts.
It does, doesn't it? Man,
yeah, 2020, it really does.
2020 was the worst. Kobe passed away. I mean, it's just been so much. The damn Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Get out of here.
Let me tell you, man. Never in my wildest years. You hear about stuff like West Nile, swine flu, bird flu, what was it, H1N1. You hear about all of these things and you say, nah, none of this is gonna happen. And it never happens. And wow, the whole country just shut down. The whole world shut down. Several deaths. And I know the death rate isn't what it once was, but man, I never would have imagined this. I have to wear a mask everywhere I go.
It's crazy.
This is something that I would have seen in a movie, man. But hey, we're here. And so is the NFL because they're a quarter of the way through the season. So you know what that means. It's time to bring home the report cards to post on the refrigerator or to post on social media. Because it's time to check in with this NFL, man. Jay, it's been a blast, man. It's been a blast. I've enjoyed the NFL. My Jaguars, this is probably the most the Jaguars have been irrelevant to me. I really just don't care. And that's taken a lot from me to say that. I don't care. I don't care about the Jaguars. They win, cool. If they don't, even better. Will they fire the coach? I don't know. GM, I don't know. Will they blow it and not get a QB prospect? I don't know. Don't care. I'm not going to care until they care. So, other than that, man, it's been a blast, man. I've loved to keep pounding nation. They're going strong. I've loved to see the Falcons. These guys can't win a game. They can't even win a coin toss. And that's a 50-50 shot.
Wow.
I mean, I've enjoyed seeing the Jets with the mono motor running a deep, long touchdown. Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, hats off to these guys. But man, Jay, it's been a blast, man. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I'm done yapping for a minute. I want to hear some good, some bad, some ugly. Give these guys the old coacheroo. Coach us through this progress report, man. I
Oh
want to hear
wow.
it.
Well, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with the head of the class. I'm gonna start with the head of the class. I got some A's. I got some D's, some F's, and I got some incompletes to pass out. So I'm gonna start off with the A's, man. For my teams that's getting A's, A pluses. Okay. I want to start with the Seattle Seahawks. Man, Seattle Seahawks, every season, they roll players in, they roll players out. Different guys in, different guys out. But the one consistent guy is Russell Wilson. And he just keep doing it. These guys are undefeated. Hey, I was laughing at these guys last Sunday because I said, man, they struggling with Miami. Miami's a tough place to go play, man. It's the heat. And it's just the Miami nightlife, man. It's just everything grabs a hold of you. And before you know it, it's a 13-14 ball game on a Sunday afternoon. And you like, how in the hell did we get in this dog fight with the Miami Dolphins? But they pulled it out behind Russell Wilson. I got to give them an A. Of course, I'm gonna go to Kansas City gets an A, of course, with Pat Mahomes. I hate to do it. I hate to do it. You're gonna laugh. I'm gonna give the Baltimore Ravens an A. They deserve they deserve
Ooh,
an A. They deserve an A because they keep doing what they're doing. They're growing. They're winning. I want to see them grow a little more. I want to see them grow past a little bit more. I'm going to give one more A out. Can you guess who? Can you guess who's getting my A?
Green
Eh,
Bay.
wrong. I'm giving
What?
my A to the Cleveland Browns. Man,
What?
the coach Stefanski has come in. He's changed. Look like he's changing the culture right before your eyes. These guys are having fun playing football. And I'm looking at Baker Mayfield. I mean, I can't help but see him. He's on all the commercials. I'm even starting to laugh and chuckle at this guy's commercials, man. Especially with the one he's like, hey, I got to get the furniture up. Oh man, I'm loving what the Browns are doing, man. I'm loving it. They're getting Odell involved. He's getting them the ball. They're running the ball hard. They did lose Chubb for a couple weeks. This is going to be very pivotal. But hey, man, they're 3-1 and they're pushing. I believe they're tied for the division. Am I correct? Oh no, Pittsburgh's undefeated. That's my last A. I got to give an A to Pittsburgh. Big Ben's around. We got to see them. We got to see them run the ball a little more. Keep being healthy. Now I'm going to my F's. Boy,
Ooh.
how can I've got to start down in the dirty South, man. The dirty birds. Atlanta, you get an F. Well, you had the chance, Arthur Blank, you had the chance to move on from Dan Quinn in all season. And you say, well, look, we finish off strong. Hey, we got Julio. We're going to give it another chance. Julio hasn't practiced in 2 weeks. These guys really don't know. They really don't know what's going on. All they know is they want to throw the ball around the field 1 week. Then 1 week it's like, oh, maybe we need to get Todd Gurley into it. Quinn, he need to take several seats. I hope they get blown out because I want to see a train wreck finally hit the wall. And I'm ready to see what's next for Atlanta. That's a good finding spot for Eric Bieniemy in the offseason. Stay tuned. My next F is going directly to the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, you are throwing for 500 yards a game. You hear that? 500 yards a game.
Big time.
And they
Big
still
time.
can't win. So who's to blame? Jason Garrett, of course. At least that's what they say.
Big
I
time.
mean, that I don't know what's going on in Dallas. It surely needs to be either a whole overhaul of talent because something is not right. The talent is there. You can't. You're blaming the coaches. Maybe ownership need to step down. Maybe that time. So I have one more F to give out. One more F. Can you guess who that is?
The
Oh no,
Jaguars.
brother. No, brother. I'm going right
Mm.
to the New York Jets. The Jets
Ooh.
deserve the big time F because man, Sam Darnold is regressing under this regime. It's time to move on. I said it last week. Fire
Oh,
this guy. I said he has to be fired. I mean, Sam Darnold has happy feet, and now he's landed on the happy injured reserve. It seems like he always find a way to get to the injured reserve, doesn't he? He's hurt again. So when he's
every time.
hurt, we go right to Joe Flacco. Oh no. You can't. It's not looking good for the Jets, man. They're messing up their organization. They may not even at this point in time. If I'm the number one pick, I wouldn't even want to go to these guys. It's a mess. I got 3 incompletes to pass out. I'm going to go directly and hit the source first. Some of you may be saying, well, we had another undefeated team. He didn't give an A. That's because they do not deserve an A. And they start with the Buffalo Bills. B. I'm giving them incompletes. Incompletes. Because they have a long
Ooh.
way to go. Josh Allen is just learning how to play. They really haven't played any talented teams. Everyone has talent, but they haven't played any talented teams. In the next couple weeks, they have Tennessee coming up, Kansas City coming up, New England. Oh, it's going to get hard. It's going to get hard for them. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll get to see what they're up to. I have another incomplete, and you're going to laugh at me for this. I got to stay home. I got to be a homer. The San Francisco 49ers. Man, let me tell you, man. San Francisco has a lot of work to do. They're finding themselves behind and behind early. They got to start winning ball games. They got to get guys healthy. They thought they could get another win out of that by sitting Jimmy G. It backfired on them. They lost a horrible game to the Philadelphia Eagles, and they are in week 5, and it's a must-win game for these guys. If they don't start rolling off victory soon, brother, my beloved 49ers going to find themselves in the top 10. Top 10 draft pick if they don't get their act together. One more incomplete, and I'm gonna let you. Who do you think getting this incomplete, brother? You're gonna love this
Hmm.
one.
The New Orleans
New Orleans
Saints.
Saints, man. I'm done with the Saints. I'm gonna give an incomplete to the Indianapolis Colts because earlier we was having a discussion, and bro, you didn't even know they were 3-1. You was like,
Oh,
oh
this is
man,
true.
what are they? 1-3, 2-2. They got work to do. I said, nah, bro, they 3-1. Oh, they are. The Indianapolis Colts aren't playing very good ball. They've played some teams who's kind of rebuilding. They beat up on the Bears, which I was surprised. They gave the Bears their first loss, but the Colts have to do more. It just seemed like the Philip Rivers thing is just not giving you the pop. They're not really passing the ball. They're not really running the ball. They're winning off defense. So if they can get something off of Philip Rivers, the Colts can be a very dangerous team. That's why they give me incomplete. So what did I miss, or what did you feel I was too far on?
I thought you were pretty spot on, Jay. I, you know, I don't disagree with much of what you said anyway. You had some good points. You had some good points. I thought you were very honest with San Francisco. They are incomplete. I can't judge them right now. I can't judge them. I thought that was pretty good about Indianapolis because we all know this is a hoax. What are they really gonna do with Philip Rivers? But at the same time, you can't disregard it. And I like your incompletes more than your A's and your F's, actually, because let's be real, man. The Bills are always going to be who we thought they are and who they were and who they always have been. They're going to win, 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 and then they're going to get into the playoffs and it's going to say, wow, Josh Allen just isn't enough. He can't battle the likes of a Lamar Jackson or a Pat Mahomes. It's going to happen. I'm sorry. So I thought you were spot on, man. I'm going to do my progress report a little different. I'm going to do it high school style. I'm going to throw out some superlatives out here. And I'm going to do it lightning round style too, man. I found 10 superlatives online that I'm going to see if I can nail them. And Jay, you just tell me if I'm wrong. So number 10, most unique. I'm going to go ahead and say it has to be the Chargers. I think this team can bounce back under the leadership of the young arm, the young gun. Justin Herbert has been doing it. Look out for him in the next 3/4 of the season. You better watch out. Number 9, most unforgettable. I'm going to go Nick Foles. You cannot forget this guy. He is an MVP of the Super Bowl, and this guy is finding ways to stick in this league and win games while being terrible. He has to be one of the worst starters, if not the worst starter. But kudos to him. He won on Thursday night. He got it done. I don't know how, but it's happening. Wow. Number 8, most likely to succeed. I'm going to stay home. You can say I'm a homer, but I'm going to call out James Robinson. This guy was the underdog to the underdog. Leonard Fournette ships out of town. It goes to Devin Ozigbo. He was the underdog. Then they said, well, hey, he has a tight hamstring. Let's put in this undrafted guy. He's getting it done, guys. I don't care how you're seeing it. He's doing it. He's for real. He's running. We haven't seen running like this in a long time in Jacksonville. But I'm not just calling him out for that because he's up there at tops for running backs. Big accomplishment. Most changed at number 7. Wow, man. Going San Francisco 49ers, Jay. It's the only way. These guys have more bodies in the hospital, in the medical tent, than COVID patients right now. It's unbelievable. I cannot believe the damage that they've taken in San Francisco. But they're incomplete. As Jay said, I'm going to respect it. And who knows, maybe they can turn this season around and get healthy, man. Get healthy. Because I would love to see that rematch of Pat Mahomes. Number 6, most athletic. I'm going Cordero Patterson, man. This guy is returning kicks. He's playing special teams, getting tackles. He's running the ball. He's catching the ball. This guy's the jack of all trades. He's been around for a little bit in the NFL, and he's still doing it at top-notch speed. This guy is low-key underrated. Give the guy some respect. Throw some respect on his name. I'll treat you. Number 5, life of the party. Dallas, I'm looking dead at you. I'm looking at you. How can you have this top-notch offense? You said that Jason Garrett was the problem. You're scoring at will now. It's no problem. Dak is the quarterback this year. You're going to have to pay him. You're the life of the party because I continuously laugh all the time at you guys. What are you doing? You're keeping this role player show interesting. Cutest couple. Now, this is a weird one at number 4, but I have a couple, Jay. Do you know who it is?
Let me guess. Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
Oh, very close. Very close. We're in KC, but this is no masterpiece. I'm going with Steam Pipe Andy and Eric Bieniemy. You guys are just too cute, man. You just keep winning. You keep winning until the breakup. All couples must break up. Eric Bieniemy, Jacksonville Jaguars. Keep it going. Number 3, class clown. Dude, nobody is a bigger clown than Dan Quinn. Guy, you're in the NFL. You know this, correct? You are so successful that you suck at it. What happens when you get a lead, man? I heard it was Shanahan. I heard it was all these things, man. You and your gang of merrily men, you guys just, you're hilarious every week. I don't see it turning around for those guys. Number 2, biggest flirt. I'm going Aaron Rodgers, man. You're the greatest quarterback probably in the past decade or so to come out of college. I'm not saying that he's the greatest quarterback, but he's the greatest quarterback to come out, do it to the level that he's done it. He's aging and he's still throwing bombs, man. Like Tom Brady slowly started bringing his passes in, you know. He started bringing them in, but Aaron Rodgers, man, you're a flirt because you're not winning a Super Bowl, guy. Always a bridesmaid, but never a bride. That's you. And you've gotten your ring. I get it. But I don't see you getting another one, Aaron Rodgers. And I love you, guy. Man, you're amazing. I'm going to go ahead and say it, but you're a flirt. You're a tease. I know it. Everyone knows it. But they're going to have a great year. These guys won without a wide receiver, pretty much. Big ups, but you're still a flirt. And then number 1, best all around. This is not even a hard one. I'm going to pass on the Kansas City Chiefs because that's a given. I'm going to give this to the Seattle Seahawks, man. Russell Wilson, you are a class act quarterback guy, dude of dudes. You win, you grind, you keep it going. You get a hey guy from us. I just don't know how to stop you. You're incredible, dude. You've defeated all the odds and you continuously win in Seattle. Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, that backfield. You guys are incredible, man. Keep on winning. You didn't need a 12th man because all it takes is 11. So that's how I'm going to do my progress report for the quarterly point of the season. And I'm going to just give a hey guy. A hey guy. And this one goes to Sam Darnold. Hey guy, you're going to watch your replacement at Clemson. You're done in the NFL. You know, I used to say it was Baker Mayfield. No, it's you, Sam. Sam? It kills your brain cells, Sam. It kills your brain cells. Stay away from the mono, man. Stay away from the lips. But you keep on rolling on, man. But, yeah. You get a hey guy because you keep on rolling. Even though you know this is the end. You get the Blake Bortles effect. Yeah, that's a Blake Bortles award. Blake knew it was over. But you keep on rolling, man. I don't have anything bad to say about you. But what I do have something good to say about it is our very own Keep Pounding Nation. Jay, usually I go in on the Keep Pounding Nation and I give them words of encouragement while also tearing them down because they won that game against the Cardinals in quite the impressive fashion, might I add. But you know what? I'm going to switch it up, man. want to hear you talk about keep pounding nation. Give it to them. Unfiltered, uncut, raw. Give it to them, Jay.
Well, keep pounding, keep pounding, keep pounding. Well, I told you guys last week that could be a game they could win. Remember, Arizona Cardinals was without Buda Baker. Arizona is kind of a little overrated right now at this point of the season. The Arizona Cardinals are overrated at this point of the season. The Arizona Cardinals won the Super Bowl after beating the San Francisco 49ers in week 1. I'm like, get over it, why don't you? But the Carolina Panthers, I am actually shocked. Do you know these guys, this is a very important game for the Carolina Panthers this week. They are going up against the lowly Falcons. It's kind of a trap game. So you can find out a lot about the Carolina Panthers this week because they're playing a desperate team and they got a hell of a lot of talent on the other side of that field. They're going to be lining up against. They have infamous. It's been infamous. These have been the worst games for the Carolina Panthers going down there to play the Atlanta Falcons. They have put some of the worst performances up down there in those domes that this team has had over the last 10 years. Atlanta is desperate. They're searching for a win, but this game against the Atlanta Falcons, they can force, if the Saints lose or the Saints win, they can force a 3-way tie in the South. And if anyone was thinking a 3-way tie with this Panther team, let's just say a month ago, you would have been like, wow, really? With another winnable game against the Bears, and then their next game after the Bears would be the Saints, and that would weigh a lot of that would play a good role in playoff seeding. We could be talking about playoffs. I'm talking about playoffs in Carolina with this roster. I mean, I was laughing at guys about the front line, the defensive front seven, but they stepped up last week. They made life miserable for Kyler Murray and D-Hop. And I got to say, I'm kind of seeing Carolina blue skies. I'm kind of falling for the Carolina Panthers. I'm thinking they're cooking with something. So for all you guys, all you Carolina guys, all you Panther Nation, you guys laugh when I said by week 6 you'll love Teddy Bridgewater. Can you believe that, B? What's your take on this?
I'm going to keep it short and simple. They are winning. They're finding ways to win. And Teddy Bridgewater, no, he's not great. He's not terrible either. He's just what they ordered. A guy that's going to be the guy until the guy gets there. Right, Jay?
That's right.
But I'm going to say this to Carolina Panthers. Keep pounding nation. You're doing this without Christian McCaffrey.
Interesting.
I'm just saying. So, I mean, you're doing it without CMC. I love the guy. I wanted him when he came out of NCAA. But you're doing this without Christian McCaffrey. You're showcasing the strength of your team without the strength of your team. That is scary for a lot of different reasons. I won't go into it right now, but it's scary for a lot of different reasons. So, yeah, I'm seeing Carolina blue skies too, man. Fly away, free bird. Because I'm telling you, there are brighter days ahead, man. I told you. David Tepper. I'm there. I'm with you guys. I'm loving it, man. And trust me, I'm not just saying this because you're down the highway. When I don't like the Panthers, I do not like the Panthers. I do not sugarcoat it for any team in the NFL, including my Jaguars. You just heard me say earlier, I don't care about the Jaguars, but I do care about the Panthers. I think you guys are on to something. Now, I'll keep it hot, too, at the same time. I don't know if it's going to be with Rule. I don't know. I don't know. But this is a great foundation, man. This is a start. This is a great beginning. You guys don't even realize it, but you're in position to be better than the rest of your division. These guys are running around with the geriatric quarterbacks. Matt Ryan is the youngest of them all. Come on, man, stop it. You guys are in prime position to take over. So keep pounding, Panther Nation. But yeah, man. But before we get out of here, man, I do have to do a no, buddy. It's been quite some time, Jay. It's been quite some time, man. Do you know someone was in costume in the NFL this past week? And people didn't even realize he was in costume.
No, I didn't either. Enlighten me, brother.
Neither did I. Someone posed as the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! This week. That is none other than Tom Brady. God, that was the end of the game. I'm sorry. You can hold up your four like you're doing it for the Four Horsemen. But dude, where's your car? Go to it. The game is over. It's bad when Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, they're saying, well, he's standing there and he's waiting for it to be, and he's waiting for something that's not going to happen. He doesn't think that it's fourth down. Okay, they're asking him to get off the field now. What are you doing, Tom? Tom Brady, cut it out, man. What are you doing? What are you doing, Tom? Bruce Arians couldn't even save you for that. And you were going into a raging fit, yelling at your linemen, all of this stuff, man. Tom Brady is the tight end whisperer now. Because that's the only thing he can throw to. It will be interesting to see when they get back healthy, if they get back healthy. With Godwin and Evans being healthy and nursing those injuries. And you could even say Leonard Fournette. But Tom Brady, man, there's no down after the fourth down. There's no quarter after the fourth quarter. No overtime for you, my guy.
You know what's interesting, man?
What is it?
Bruce Arians cares about no one, bro. Because in the post game, he said, oh, he knew what down it was. In his casual voice and his lackadaisical voice, he said, yeah, he knew what down it was. He said the whole team knew what down it was. He said, I don't know what anyone's talking about when him saying he didn't recognize what down. Bruce Arians, he cares about no one's relationship, man. He is a straight shooter. He's a straight shooter, bro. And he's not gonna sugarcoat it. He's not gonna baby you. And I love you now, buddy, but I do believe that Tom Brady looked at himself, because a lot of people no one really gave him flack, but he walked off that field last night. Nick Foles was looking to shake his hand. He was looking to shake his hand, and then Nagy came over and shook his hand, and I said Brady did not take that well. He's running from the media. He's running from the cameras. Bruce Arians going to make him own up to it. And I think Tom Brady went in the locker room. He looked at that locker. He looked down at those pewter helmets. And he said, I'm not in New England anymore.
Oh, no, Toto. Oh, man. Well, yeah, I think Tom Brady is at this point. I think he's saying I might have made a oopsie daisy. It may not happen down here in Tampa, and it may not, man. As long as you give us some good years, man. Maybe you're not Peyton Manning. And Peyton did it in such ugly fashion, but he did it. And Brett Favre didn't do it. A lot of guys leave and they don't do it. But you could have been the Dan Marino with rings, man. You could have walked off the field in New England on top. That would have been incredible. But we'll see what this Tampa situation holds for you. But you keep on nature born. Woo! But it's been a great one, man. It's been a great episode. And it's only been a great episode because you guys are great. And if you want to continue to be great, go ahead, shoot us a text, a tweet, or whatever you want us to do. Email, but shoot us something on Facebook. We're out there, the role players. You know the logo. And look out for that logo. I might have something interesting happening with it soon. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram, _players. Tweet us, at us, DM us. We take it all. We enjoy it. Mention us, quote us. We love it. And don't forget, you can find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, home of the role players, and now Amazon Music, baby. We're Prime. But it is time for us to close this thing out Mickey Mouse style. MIC. See you later. You guys have been great. Keep on listening and rock on.